Hello everyone. My name is Jonathan Garner. I am a 23-year-old, a cancer survivor, and a state and national advocate, and I happen to have autism. I'm also the ambassador for Operation House Call through the ARC of Massachusetts. Those are important parts of who I am, but they are not everything about me. I also love video games, anime, professional wrestling, and spending time with my family. Let's see here. I want people to understand that I am much more than what is written in my medical chart. One of the biggest lessons I have learned through my own healthcare experiences is how important it is for sorry, I'm a little bit taken away how great you are actually, David. For providers to see me as a whole person. Even before I had cancer, medical appointments could be overwhelming for me because of my autism. The bright lights, the noises, waiting rooms, and not knowing what was going to happen could make me very anxious. The providers who helped me the most were willing to change their approach based on what I needed. They explained things clearly and gave me extra time, allowed me to use supports that helped me feel safe and include my mom because I needed her support. When I was 18, I began having a severe pain in my leg. It was red, swollen, kind of like a clown foot if you want to visualize that in your head. Let's see here, where was that? But some providers focused more on my autism than my physical symptoms. One doctor even told my mom that I needed to see a psychiatrist. For a moment, I wondered if the pain was all in my head. It wasn't. It was Ewing's sarcoma. This delay in finding out what was wrong almost cost me my own life. Thankfully, I eventually met an incredible oncology team at MGH or Mass General Hospital. My oncologist understood that I needed support to process complex medical information. I use support decision-making, which is an alternative to guardianship. It means that I choose trusted people to help me understand information and make decisions, but I'm still the decision-maker in my own life. At my first appointment, I became overwhelmed and needed to leave the exam room to take a break. Once my doctor understood how I made decisions, he said, "My goal is to treat to cure you. However we need to do that, we'll do it." Then, that was the beginning of my trust. When I came back into the room, he did not immediately start talking about chemotherapy. He asked about my computer and the video games I like to play. That helped me understand that he wants to know me as a person, not just a patient with cancer. The rest of my medical team also found different ways to make my care work for me. One nurse created a pain scale based on how long I could play video games, because let's just say the regular pain scale did not make sense for me. Another nurse understood that I did not always want to talk about cancer. Sometimes we wanted to talk about manga, wrestling, video games, or everyday life. Honestly, there are only so many times I wanted to answer the question, "How are you feeling today?" Another nurse came to my home after working at the hospital so I could receive IV fluids at home. She understood that staying home protected my mental health and helped me recover. None of these providers cared for me in exactly the same way. They each took the time to understand what I needed. Today, I'm 4.5 years cancer-free. I do not remember every... Thank you. So where was I? I do not remember every medical procedure. I don't remember every name on my medical bracelet or every detail of my treatment, but I remember how people made me feel. I remember who listened, who believed in me, who made me laugh, who stayed with me during the hardest moments of my life. That is one of the reasons I advocate and share my story today. Through my own experiences, I have learned that I may communicate, process information, and show pain differently from other patients. I have also learned how important it is for me to have providers who ask what helps me, including the people I choose to support me and believe me when I say something is wrong. The accommodations I received gave me equal access to the healthcare I needed. What made the biggest difference for me was having the providers who took the time to learn what helped me feel safe. Sometimes I needed extra time to understand what was happening. Sometimes I needed my mom beside me. Other times I needed a break from talking about cancer and wanted to talk about video games, wrestling, and manga instead. My doctors and nurses did not always have the perfect answers, but they listened to me, believed me, adjusted my care based on what I needed. Their honesty, kindness, and patience helped me trust them during the hardest time of my life. They did more than treat my cancer and helped save my life. They helped me feel respected, supported, and included in my own health care. I hope my experiences help future healthcare professionals like yourselves understand how much of a difference they can make by taking the time to know the person behind the diagnosis. Thank you for listening.